And we are live. Welcome to the SEO news for week 31. I think that was last week. So we are the 4th of August today. I gathered all the news from last week. My name is Frederick Drost. I work at Precies Digital. And let's just jump right into it. It's kind of a slow news week here. I guess that's good. A lot of us is on vacation. A lot of my clients are on vacation. But nonetheless, there's a few cool things I wanted to share with you. The first one being from the awesome Brody Clark, who's probably e-commerce slash free listings king. I mean, the great follow on YouTube, of course, on Twitter. And he has like kind of top, questions regarding free listings here. And I wanted to, let's not go too much into detail, but two things that sticks out really here is free listings can disrupt branded search. I kind of like that idea, especially with the in-stores nearby where Adidas can be outranked by those. So if you have an online presence and local shops, you're working with these types of websites, definitely look into free listings and especially the local feed setup. So having that in your structured data and the local feeds, adding that as like, where is it available? And again, a good reminder that those local feeds are complex, but very, very powerful. You can outrank the brand itself. So that's, yeah, very, very powerful. And of course, a lot more interesting insights here. So really a good article if you're working with e-commerce. Have a look at it. Also, I've been kind of talking a little bit about how Google has slowed its crawl rate. It's been going on in June a bit, in July, and people are noticing less and less pages being crawled, crawl rates going down, et cetera, et cetera. Kind of wondering what that was. And here's a really good analysis on what is really happening and specifically what are the culprits. So right here, what are the culprits or the kind of URLs that Google stopped stopped indexing or removed from its index. Really, really good insights here. So again, pages that that hadn't been updated in 2 years, keyword stuffing, especially in open paragraphs, zero internal links pointing to them. Yes, so internal links are still important. We don't want orphan pages. We keep reporting on that in audits. People ask us why it's still important. Here's one of the reasons. Duplicate or thin content, of course, AI generated content that was obviously low quality and unrelated to the site's main topic. So all of these things are just really good things. And again, we've always been reporting on this type of thing, but it's interesting to see how they're actually getting kind of almost penalized and removed from the index. So this is just a cleanup. It's not Google killing the web. So just a good reminder, have a look at the article if you've seen those types of things. And of course, work on the pages and make sure they're actually valuable. Also, a small little tool here. So there's a minor Google Python library for extracting information, structured information from an unstructured article or long piece of content. Really, really cool stuff here. Again, could we use this for? Maybe to generate structured data at scale. So from product pages, URLs, we can crawl and then run this Python library on the content. So you could start getting structured data for a lot of different things. Could be an option, extracting book content, et cetera, et cetera. If you're working with books, if you have that or long pieces of content like, transcripts, et cetera, et cetera. Very, very interesting stuff here. Also, this was an interesting article that I chose to put in here. So it says B2B marketing trends are looking more and more like B2C marketing, and it's working. So that's kind of the title here. And it was interesting to me because we work with B2C and B2B clients and sometimes both and online. And SEO, the strategies do change, and we have different priorities when it comes to B2C versus B2B. But two things stood out from this article. And again, have a read at it completely. It's really good. But the second one here is trust is a core metric for B2B, so I like that. And again, showcasing real people and stories. That's great. Eat is reinforced visually. Video and creator-led content enhances signals of expertise, authority, and trust. So again, working with these, like we a lot of times want them to be top of mind, thought leaders in their industry, the B2B clients that we have. And a lot of that kind of goes back to some classic EATs, SEO signals, but also showing it, right? So not, okay, adding all this to your structured data is great, but that doesn't really benefit the user. So there's always this connection between, well, if we're talking good white hat long-term SEO, there's a connection between user satisfaction and then SEO. And this connection is why we have CRO and SEO in the same department here at Precis, but I just like that it reinforces the work we're doing and that white hat long-term SEO is good and that we're trying to make the web better and make our clients' websites better and their content better for the users, and that helps SEO. It helps AI visibility. It's all correlated. So really good article here. Also, AI overview seems to be creeping into e-commerce space slowly. Somebody has been doing a little bit of research here from SEO Clarity. Apparently, a little bit more commercial intents are popping up with AI overviews. It could be best of this, best of that. I know that's one of those listicle type of searches, but still, it's creeping into the e-commerce space. So just keep watch on that, especially if you're in e-commerce with little. Sorry, I'm tired today. Yeah, if you're an e-commerce site, just have a look at the video, check out the data, and of course, check yourself on your own keywords. And we've got Google's query fan out system. Yes, that's kind of the buzzword here, especially on LinkedIn. Really good article from Google actually, and these are some of the strategic implications. What I like here is that we're moving away from like we need to focus on these keywords to let's just cover the topic well. We know people might be answering these questions. Let's answer them. And then we can integrate it into FAQs and so awesome things on our website for users that navigate. Because sometimes users might be navigating a piece of content and they see the question and they would never have asked it, but they actually need to know the answer. So you build trust, you have navigation, you have good clear signals, people stay on your site. It also gets picked out by the query fan technique. So, we're testing this at least on some of my clients, like producing content that just is helppful, that doesn't necessarily have a keyword associated with it. And I think this is where we need to go. And we're very much well geared. I have a Python tool that actually can extract an URL's content and then do the query fan out and give us like content pieces. So really interesting stuff there. So let me know if you want to try that out. Just talk to Precis Digital. Next up here, AI. Oh, this is kind of a big news though. AI mode is in the UK. And you also have image uploads as a new feature for AI mode and PDFs coming soon. So let's see if we can search for something here like are bananas healthy? Supposedly they are. Let's see if do we get AI mode? Nope. Can we try here? Oh yeah, no, we have it here. So I'm on a UK VPN. So you can't, after you've chosen AI mode, you can't really do it. But are bananas healthy? So it's thinking, 9 searches, yes, banana search, you're considered healthy. So this is what, it's very much a chatbot system here. Again, does it give you a good answer? Yes. Is it relatively good for the user? Yeah, I guess sometimes. What I don't like is the attribution here. Now we do have our lovely sites here. We have our sources, so to speak, but what I don't like is you don't get a lot of attribution. People will read this and kind of forget over here. What I would like to see is a much better attribution. They're just making this small source link available in the bottom here. You can see down here, there's one. So this source link is just so small. What I would like to see is if you have a section that has a source, great. Okay, I can't remove this. That's great. So yeah, I'm not dropping any files. All right, so something's up with this. But, oh no, it's just showing, it's highlighting the actual part that's part of the source. Oh, that's good, okay. What's happening here is this has one source. What I would like to see is in the beginning or the end, I would like to see healthtime.com and a link to the article. Like, give us a lot more attribution here so that we at least get that brand visibility and people want to maybe click on it and see more about this, right, section. Let's see here, for example, this one as well. It's great. We've got tons of sources here. Superb. Which one? Can we at least just pick one? That would be a great attribution. I'd rather have more source links and different sections, but then have specific sources, because this attribution is just, I mean, I guess this one's ranking number 1, diabetes. And so, a not good attribution here, kind of killing the ecosystem. Why would I even write content if I'm not even getting attribution? I'm not getting clicks anymore, almost. So the only kind of content now that might be getting clicks is, well, we can look at what's important to consider. And then I might go how bananas affect diabetes and blood sugar levels. That might be enough. It might be interesting for me. So the first question is answered. to a very good extent, but then I want to deep dive a bit, and this is where I might go to Healthline. And this is why it's important that maybe we are not supposed to write this type of content, and this keyword here is not something we would target, but I would target all the related fan out queries here. This is where we're basically top funnel, high volume keywords are probably not as valuable as they used to be. We should still have the pillar page, I think, but the more valuable content is now going to be all this secondary to third level to fourth level content where you finally end up and really need the final information here. So this is the kind of workflow that I'm seeing when it comes to content. So yeah, that's AI mode for you. Let's see here. How does it affect diabetes? Let's try that. So 5 searches, 70 sites, 75 sites. Then we get Healthline again. Of course, we get a good answer. Again, so little attribution. It's kind of hidden over here. I want to see it here as well. But yeah. And again, what I would just like to see is this Google use AI to reformat your SERPs and give us videos and podcasts and all these types of things. That's great. Do that. But give us an incentive to click and go to the website, or you're just killing these websites. They're not getting any ad revenue, any referral traffic, any, what's it called? Yeah, they're not making any money, basically. So you kind of change that. But otherwise, this is a peek at AI mode for those who haven't seen it yet. And of course, with Screaming Frog, you can automate your redirect mapping for site migrations or other types of deals. It's possible. Somebody shared how to do it here. I think Screaming Frog has a guide to it too. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, they've come up with some recent updates, and you can now. You used to have custom JavaScript snippets. Now you can actually it's much easier to create prompts and use AI while crawling. So really cool. We have an internal tool that's a little bit better. We can choose embedding models. You're specifically showing old and new URLs instead of here where you just upload one giant list. Could be confusing. Also seeing with our internal tool, you can actually have a prompt as a final prompt that can choose from the highest embedding, like highest relevance models or scores. So you have your 5 top most relevant URLs for the old one, and you want to redirect, and then you can actually change that prompt to make it specific for something, and you can choose languages. So we have a little bit more granularity, but otherwise Screaming Frog does a pretty good job according to this person here, Chris Long Marketing. So holy moly, I never thought about this. So yeah, try it out. Also a really good article on why SEO strategies are falling short. Again, right now with AI and everything, these articles coming out with AI and panic and where is SEO going is just rampant. There's so many of them, and just have a look at it. I think it's a good article. The big thing I see there's no consensus for is some people are saying you need to be very original to be featured in AI, so LLMs, and then others are saying it doesn't care about originality. It just wants the consensus. And I think it's a middle ground here. We need to have the consensus information, and then you add relevant, unique information that the AI might go, hey, I don't have this. Let's add it. This is interesting. So, it should be, that's kind of what I'm seeing here, but there's really no consensus on that. It seems like people are not really, they don't really, they're not 100% sure. But again, SEO is not dead. A lot of the SEO things we're doing, if you've been doing white hat, long-term, healthy SEO, those are the type of things you would do for AI visibility. So, hire a good white hat SEO person. If you really care about AI visibility, don't focus on those. If you come out as a GEO or AI consultant, and you can guarantee AI visibility, well, you've only done it for 2 years. We've been doing SEO for 10, 15. So yeah, it's a weird, there's always people who will try and grab the hype. And then a final really good article in here on if you have had a site migration and you've seen some drops, how do you recover and what should you be checking for? I, of course, love the first one. Don't assume it's traffic. Check tracking first. I've seen this so many times where people are like, we don't have any sales anymore from organic, and we just didn't track it properly. So there's a bunch of things here, but overall, a really, really good checklist. Have a look at it. Very good article there. And that's it for the news for this week. Hope you enjoyed it. Like, comment, subscribe, please. It helps. I'll keep posting every Monday, Tuesday about last week's news. Look in the video description. You've got links, summaries. You can almost send that out as an email and really read through some of these, the ones you find interesting. There's a lot more details. I'm kind of just showcasing why and where it matters. And have a lovely day until I see you guys and girls next week.